Live streaming is on.
Hey everybody, it is Thursday and the heat broke. Um, and it's summer and we're all here. You know me, I'm going to throw in my PSAs or public service announcements um, where I feel there's information that needs to get out to the community. And there were so many types of celebrations within the last week or so. We've had summer and just feeling good. We had Juneteenth, but during the same week of Juneteenth, it was the first National Black Family Cancer Awareness Week. So we didn't get to talk about that. What I want to do first is to talk about cancer in the Black and Brown communities. African American have higher rates of cancer and face greater obstacles to cancer prevention, detection, treatment, and survival. In fact, Black people have the highest death rate and the shortest survival rate of any racial or ethnic group for most cancers in this country, which actually contributes to us having a shorter lifespan. So, African Americans experience more illness, worse outcomes, and premature death compared to whites. We have the highest death rate and the shortest survival once it's diagnosed for most cancers. Black men have the highest cancer incidence. Cancer death rates in Black men is twice as high as in Asians and Pacific Islanders, who have the lowest rates. Black women are 40% more likely to die of breast cancer than white women, and twice as likely to die if they are over 50. About a third of Black women reported experiencing racial discrimination at a health provider visit. Indeed, we watched a Black woman doctor who had COVID show live her mistreatment, so it doesn't matter. And living in segregated communities in higher areas highly populated with Black Americans has been associated with increased chances of getting diagnosed with cancer after it's already spread in your body, along with having higher death rates and lower rates of survival from breast and lung cancers. And in the Hispanic community, Hispanic men were 10% less likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer than non Hispanic white men, which was good. Hispanic women were also 30% less likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer. However, both Hispanic men and women are twice as likely to have and die from liver cancer than non Hispanic whites. Hispanic women are 2.2 times more likely to be diagnosed with stomach cancer and 2.4 times more likely to die from stomach cancer as compared to non Hispanic white women. And Hispanic women are 40% more likely to be diagnosed with cervical cancer and 20% more likely to die from cervical cancer. Um, top diagnoses are breast, cervical, and prostate. Colon, esophagus, kidney, liver, lung, oral cavity, the mouth, and pancreas. What does all of this mean? First thing to do, if you are able, is to look at cancer rates within your family, whether you are male or female. Look at cancer rates within your family because a genetic link can carry prostate, breast, and colon cancer. So if you had an uncle who had a particular type of cancer, you may be more susceptible to this type of cancer. So that's the first. Second, if you feel that something is wrong, get it checked. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Fear is the thing that kills us more than anything else. If you have a genetic link that you suspect in your family, say that to your health provider so you can get a checkup. That's the main thing, is the access to care. That's what gets us. That's what kills us at higher rates, is the access to care, not getting care on time. And we get particular cancers that are more serious for some reason. I, however, strongly believe that our environment, how we live, the stresses placed upon us contribute to being more susceptible to cancer. Um, so, what can we do? we know this. Don't smoke, drinking in moderation. Alcohol has a very strong link to breast cancer in particular. All right. So it's alcohol, it's diet, obesity. All of those things are real um, links to different types of cancers. And eating a diet that is low in sugar and high in whole foods, whole grains, eating raw food. I know in a lot of our diets, we don't eat a lot of raw food. Even if we're eating vegetables, they may be cooked. But the raw food, which just pushes everything out of your colon, keeps your colon clean. So that's all I have for that. And I have a link. Hold on, let me share that with you, and then we'll go on to our lesson. I have a link, and it is to New York State Department of Health cancer programs. And let's just take a look here. There's free screenings and diagnostic services for breast, mammogram, PAPs, colorectal cancer screening, and other tests. And Medicaid cancer treatment is available for the duration. Um, Let me scroll down here and it shows you phone numbers to call. There is a mobile mammogram. Oh, I thought I had Monroe County up. There's a mobile mammogram that can come around. So I want you just to look at this. There we go. Here we go. All these numbers from Monroe County. There's some mobile mammography van for Rochester General. Okay, so you've got all these numbers. And finally, I want to share with you my story. I was diagnosed 2 years ago now with breast cancer. Um, see if I can close this. Um, I just want to tell you quick. I was diagnosed 2 years ago during a regular mammogram. My mother's sister died of breast cancer very young, and so I've been getting mammograms since I was 30. So this time around, they thought they saw something, and I had to come back 6 months later, and it was confirmed. And but it was caught early. It was small, but it was a particular type of cancer that grows very aggressively. So um, since it was caught early, they just took the lump. But then I went through chemotherapy, radiation therapy, drug therapy, and hormone therapy, which I'll be on for 10 years. But I'm here, I'm alive. This aggressive form of cancer was caught early. So, this is what I'm saying to you: don't be afraid. Don't wait. If you know your body and you know something's not right, and this is for any kind of disorder, fear is the thing that will get us. So, that's all I have to say on that. This lesson is going to be short. It's on phrases and clauses and what is their function. Okay, so let's go here. And I want you to look at this first. Um, let's take a look at this little boy right here, who is so little. Seriously, can we open this with Be Funky Photo Editor? All right, let's be funky, because that thing is just too small. Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So, okay, let's get it bigger. There we go. What is a clause? It must contain a subject and a predicate, meaning what's acting on the subject, okay, or what's happening. For example, a clause: when she forgot her keys. So what did she do? She forgot her keys. And then things, what about the things? They took a turn for worse. All right. So the subject is she here. Predicate is forgot her keys. The subject are things, and they took a turn for the worse. So here, a phrase does not require a subject or a predicate. So here we have without our parents' blessing. Okay, what? We don't know, right? We don't have that information. And then here, after the earthquake, yes, that would be my reaction. Yes. What happened after the earthquake, right? You didn't give us enough information. You left us hanging. So a phrase leaves you hanging. You don't really know what's going on here. All right. We don't have a complete thought with a phrase. So let's then take a look at our worksheet real quick. What are phrases, clauses, and sentences? All right, let's take a look. They are the building blocks. Phrases and clauses are the building blocks of sentences. And a phrase is a group of words that act as a part of speech but cannot stand alone. A phrase cannot stand alone. The words in a phrase act together so that the phrase itself functions as a single part of speech. For example, phrases can function as nouns, verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. If you know the different types of phrases function, you can avoid misplacing them or leaving them dangling in sentences. Clauses are groups of words that have a subject and a predicate. Okay? Independent clauses express a complete thought and can stand alone as a sentence. Subordinate clauses act as part of speech, but they depend on the rest of the sentence to complete a thought. And that's what we were looking at on the first slide. A sentence, here we go, expresses a complete thought, contains a subject, a noun or a pronoun, and a predicate, which is a verb, action, or action phrase. And so the four types of sentences: simple, compound, complex, and compound complex use phrases and clauses in varying degrees of complexity. So sometimes they're simple sentences and sometimes they're complex sentences. We've talked about those types of sentences and we'll be reviewing it again. So let's look at the little quiz here together. Complete this sentence. The subject of a sentence is the object of the action in a sentence, who or whom the sentence is about, or is always a person or place. Which one is best there? I'd say the subject of the sentence is the object of the action. Let's see. And what is the predicate? Does it tell what the subject does or what is done to the subject? Is always a person, place, or thing? Is always the object of the verb in this sentence? I think we just talked about that, right? It's a verb or adverb, tells us what's going on there. We'll see how we do. 10 architects in the company reviewed plans for the new housing development. Oh, there's nothing underlined. So I forgot this sentence, this quiz has errors in it, so we can't complete it. I'm sorry about that. What I want to do is take a look at this worksheet. I forgot about that. That is my fault. Let's look at some clauses here. A clause is a group of words that contain a verb in its subject. There are two kinds of clauses: independent and dependent. Independent clause expresses a complete thought. Someone who is independent can live on their own and it can stand by itself as in a sentence. A dependent clause, dependent, if you have children, they are your dependents. They do not express a complete thought and cannot stand alone in a sentence. So let's take a look and identify each sentence as independent or dependent clause. Think about again what we're talking about when we say dependent versus independent. That's your big clue right there. Okay, let us look. Here are our directions. Identify each sentence below as an independent or dependent clause. Highlight our directions. That's cool. While I was asleep, the answer is it's a dependent clause. If you give me a reason, if you give me a reason, yes, I'm sitting here hanging wood. So that's dependent, isn't it? Yeah, that's got to be dependent because you're leaving me hanging, waiting for you to finish the sentence. After months of research, what happened? What happened? It's dependent, right? I enjoy ice cream. I, subject. What about me? Enjoy ice cream. So that is independent. We'll do a couple more, and then as you know the deal, you know the drill. John hit the baseball. You're telling me the subject is John. He hit the baseball and what he did. So that is independent, right? And guess what? I did the first four, and you do the last five. And as always, you've got what? The answers. So that's all we have for now.